Now for something completely different.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Well, yeah, there you go. Now for something completely different. Hey guys.
That's fine.
This is okay. I'm not gonna lie. I'm finding that we're still hosting Super Joe on mine. Oh no, there we go. Okay. I look like a total mess. Welcome to Rule of Cool, folks. I am Blake. This is our classic little D&D stream. And for those of you who are returning friends, no, do not turn away. I'm just taking over for now because we have we're one player down, and Curse of Strahd is a little wishy-washy for missing a person. So I wrote us a one-shot, and I suppose we'll start with both player and character introductions, starting with...
Hello, my name is Andrew, normally the impeccably dressed Sankla Gasson Bretwald, but today I'll be playing Warren Brightbuckle Knackles, the Forest Gnome Paladin of Devotion.
Hey everybody, I'm Brian, and I normally DM, and I am Strahd von Zorovich. Today I get to play as a character, which is really fun for me. I'm really excited, and my character is Valerian Kari, the Aasimar Paladin, Oath of the Valkyrie.
Oh, of course you did.
There it is.
She goes by Val, guys.
There
She's
we go.
Valkyrie.
There we go. Okay. Hi, I'm Megan, and I am playing Lolevich Zemolachevika. You can call me Lola.
Much better. Okay.
I was going to call you Lozo.
That is mouthful. Hi, I'm Wallace. I normally play Lee, the entirely very serious and grumpy elf. And tonight I will be playing Mew Mew, the Tabaxi Sun Soul monk.
I love it.
I'm pretty sure the only thing those two will have in common is stargazing.
Yes, the stars are very shiny.
All right, and last but certainly not least...
Thanks. I'm Cassie. Usually I play such the adorable Mira. But tonight I will be playing Kid, the half-orc warlock, celestial warlock.
I like it.
Was I supposed to
Alrighty.
say I usually play Luna, the adorable floof of hair?
I don't even think you
Yes.
said what your current class
Oh,
is.
I'm a human fighter.
Alrighty.
I'm fine.
Well, and obviously, I said it at the top, but I'll say it at the bottom too. And
That's how you do it.
I am Blake, and I will be your DM for the evening. Now, I'm also just going to personally say, top of the game, I house rule a lot of stuff, so just roll with it, folks. Just roll with it. Have fun. That's the idea of tonight, is just have fun. Don't take yourself too seriously. And we'll get along just fine.
Oh, I'm very serious. My character sheet says I speak 11. I think that was meant to be Elven. I'm not going to change it.
I literally created a person named Mew Mew who is dumb as a box of rocks. I think we're good.
I'm so excited.
I mean,
Everyone's gonna
you
hate
speak...
Lola.
You speak 11, you use the massage cantrip,
I speak 11. I can only speak to the psychic girl in Stranger Things.
Yeah, there you go. All right, well, before we get too off track here and end up going way later than we should, I suppose let's get down to business. So I like to do little intros to get people into things. So, in a realm of hostile creatures, wild magics, and elements ruled by crystals and their chosen, the land itself has come under fire from a figure only known as Creature. None have properly described the figure, and most of them who have survived have come back altered by the experience. This Creature is now known worldwide, as many more people have become twisted by their encounters, and by proxy of those changes, more become changed. From things as small as growing animalistic features like ears or tails, to extremes like turning into monsters with wings, horns, and scales. However, along with these tales of a horrible thing roaming the lands, so too have come tales of heroes rising up to help combat this plague. Their first major encounter of note both showed off their power and further gave them their currently famous name, the Dawn Warriors. They have become known as the force of good in the world and have been seen day in and day out, wandering and fighting for the safety of every town that they come across. Now, on a smaller side of things, we come to a small village by the name of Jahara, where a few sparks of light among the stars have begun to gather together. And today, we witness their story.
Chills.
So
But I also have the window open.
Thank you. So coming down from our view of the world down to this small village, there is mild panic, but a charging energy of excitement. The Dawn Warriors are going to be returning in about a week's time, and everyone is trying to get this place back up and running. People darting about left and right. People are creating better venues for the fighting pits. Smithies are upgrading their materials being brought in. The many well-known taverns at this point have just started carting in the best ales and alcohols from every corner of the world. And at the center of all of this, standing in front of what is basically a job listing board, are, amongst other people, our intrepid adventurers. Almost all of them are staring at a single piece of parchment. Clear the Caverns. A simple name, and a little confusing at first, but many of them seem a little shaken by this and have started kind of spreading away. Who would like to take the reins?
I will. She'll step forward. You guys see this beautiful woman with porcelain skin, silver flowing hair. Silver, not grayish. Actually like this color of the shine of silver. And topaz eyes. She wears a breastplate and a small helm with small wings coming off the end. On her back, she has a large halberd. Seems easy enough. What do you say, brother?
You can feel the slightest chuckle kind of radiating in the distance.
Excuse me, ma'am. You're holding that a little out of place for us short folks down here. Just taking a peek at that, you know. And stepping towards her, there's a shorter forest gnome clad in brightly polished scale mail with a rapier at his side. What appears to be a golden nugget hanging around his neck. His hair is held up in a high ponytail that drops down to about the back of his neck.
She will, of course, kneel down and be like, my apologies. Yeah. She'll hold it forward.
But I gotta say, I'm impressed that you stepped forward for this. Everyone seemed a bit shaken by this.
Well, I don't fear much in this world.
Well, when you've got good steel and good friends, you don't have a lot to worry about, right? All you need to worry about.
Yeah.
All you need to worry about after that is a good pair of shoes to get you there.
Maybe a drink or two at the beginning and the end of the journey.
Certainly helps the feet be less sore. I'm Warren, miss. Holds a hand up.
Valerian. But please, call me Val.
Can do. But, I think we're drawing a bit of a crowd. We might not be the only ones with their eyes on this.
Anybody else like to join this as we clear the caverns, as it says here?
Can I try to sneak and grab it?
Sure, we'll say make a stealth check, and the other four can roll perception checks.
What shall I use?
Dice.
I got a 15.
16.
16.
No, sorry.
22.
17. 17.
Mew Mew sees nothing. She's too transfixed by the shiny stranger's hair and the gold nugget around the gnome's neck.
That's
Ryan,
fair.
what race are you?
Azamar, but she looks and carries herself very humanish.
So, amongst all of this, you four kind of gathered around, and the Tabaxi kind of slowly kind of leaning in and like looking at the hair, looking down at the nugget, looking at the hair back and forth. And a hand just very like nonchalantly just reaches between the two that are looking at it and tries to grab it,
Yep.
much to the note of the others.
With that, I'll let go. I'm like, huh?
Okay, so standing there is a pretty short half orc, probably a kid. And he's got like kind of like I want to say like a mullet, but then there's pieces that stick up at the front. And he's holding like a club that has like a skull on the end. It kind of looks like, I don't know, like maybe a little dragon or a dog of some sort, like. And then he has like beads and stuff and like other little pieces of bone decorating him. And yeah. And then like a fur kind of mini cape.
Oh
Yeah.
my god, a tiny fur cape.
Just like all the level 1 gear from every MMO ever.
Guys, don't get me killed. I'm really weak.
I like the idea that he's basically just got like a squirrel skin cloak.
Yeah.
Yeah. I suppose for the sake of brevity, everybody can kind of see the Tabaxi who's transfixed, if you wouldn't mind explaining yourself.
Yep. So, yeah. Mew Mew is kind of standing off to the side, but she's getting closer with every passing second because, oh my god, this person's so big, and their hair is so shiny. And she is, at this point, I think she's probably going to reach out and try and pet the stranger's hair because it's just so goddamn shiny. I mean...
So, yeah. You're
Yeah.
standing there, Brian, and for a moment, suddenly you feel a hand just caressing your hair.
And who would you be?
Oh, hi! I'm Mew Mew. Sorry, your hair is really shiny. You're very pretty.
It happens. And thank you.
So I'm gonna step forward now. Be like, excuse me, I was looking at that. So I'm a 5 foot, 100-pound waif of a girl with bright blonde hair, bright blue eyes. She's covered in furs that only go to her mid-thigh. And boots.
Yes.
Alright then.
Right, forgot to describe. Yeah, Mew Mew is a 4'2" tabaxi wearing like tan robes, and her fur is just calico pattern. So she's got black and orange spots all over the place and flecked with white.
Alrighty. It's about this time that amongst the commotion, a person comes over wearing a full suit of leather, and they've got what appears to be a sword on one hip, like just a basic short sword on one hip, and what appears to be a hand axe on the other. And they just kind of put their arm up on like the edge of the board and just. So you're the people looking to take that one, eh?
Yes.
I
Yes.
suppose.
Yeah, for sure. But I mean, you can
I
take me
mean-
anywhere. Finger gun.
And he flushes a little bit and just. Well, sorry, it's just, you're all kind of looking like you're ready for a fight, so I just kind of figured that you were together. Am I assuming too much here?
Well, I think about the 4 of us are interested in. What about you, Miss, and Warren points to the tabaxi.
Yeah, I'll help.
All right then.
5 of us then.
Well, I suppose if the 5 of you wouldn't mind following me, then I'll take you to the Lord.
Gladly.
Alrighty, and so
What's your name?
Sorry, it was to the what?
to the Lord. And so it's about 3 or 4 minute walk, and it's a nicer home, but it's still very humble comparatively. Just a basic little 2-floor, looks to be pretty much an embellished cottage, and they just kind of knock, and you can hear somebody on the other side just enter, and so kind of opens the door and gestures for the 5 of you to go in.
I'll head in immediately.
Ladies first.
Mew Mew will follow Val Still kind of transfixed by that amazing hair.
I'll follow in.
Alrighty.
That would leave me next.
Warren brings up the rear.
Alrighty. So once you're all in there, it's an older man. Sorry, just give me 2 seconds to find the name. So sitting there is an older gentleman, tanned, very weathered skin, sort of light green eyes, and he looks like he's still wearing bits and pieces of what would have been his old adventuring gear, bits of scale mail here, some leather there, but he's also wearing a large pair of goggles on his head. And he just kind of looks between you. Can't say I've seen many of you around here before. I am Lord Sid Raines. Pleasure.
Pleasure to meet you. I'm Mew Mew.
Valerian Curry.
Kid.
Warren Brightbuckle Knackles, at your service.
I may have heard that name. And yourself, madam?
Oh. You can call me Lola. Getting to my whole name is really complicated, and most people can't say it, and it's not worth it, but, yeah, Lola's fine.
Loda it is. Alright. Well, based on the fact that you're holding parchment, I'm assuming that you are here for part of the cleanup initiative.
Yes, the caverns, apparently.
Yes, there is a very large cavern system to the east of here. We've known it to have a small problem with monster infestations, and in the past, the Dawn Warriors themselves cleared it out time ago, and we thought it kept clear up until this point, but unfortunately, it seems that our crews are sending back notifications that we're at a bit of a disadvantage. So we were looking for people to help clear everything. Now, I am not asking for this out of charity. I can help set up any meetings and basically put in a good word for them. They are always looking for new people to join their cause, after all. And there is coin in it for those of you who are on the more lucrative side of things. But it is also not without its danger.
Well, we wouldn't have been gathered together if we were looking for a quiet life.
Well said. Is there anybody else looking to back out before this starts?
Not me. It sounds adventurous. I like it.
All right.
I want to help.
I'm always all in.
All good.
Well, if that's the case, then take some time, head around to the shops, see what they can get you as assistance, and then make your way whenever you so choose. Just try and be back before the week is up.
Of course.
Well then, safe travels to you. And he kind of sits down at his desk and starts drawing something out.
Thanks for your time. We'll be off then.
Of course.
Have a lovely week. We'll see you. She'll turn around and head out.
Mew Mew's on her tail.
Alrighty.
Tail wagging happily.
Well, let's go, kid. Lola, we got places to be.
Sure thing.
Okay.
Now, do we want to maybe get a map of the area?
I mean,
I don't know this area well. I'm from the west.
I've lived here the last 30 or 40 years, but I can't say I exactly know where the caverns are.
But do you know who could get us a map of the area?
I mean,
You have a pretty good idea of the stores around here.
I'm sure that it wouldn't be too hard to track down, and if not, then someone inside the stores would know. All you need is a smile on your face and maybe a little silver cloth table.
A smile, eh? And she'll produce a smile for pretty much the first time. She's pretty stoic, but she is gorgeous.
I just had in my head that you just produced a smile. Like, there you go.
It's like fire.
Picked Cat up by the scruff. She's beaming this entire time.
Oh, goodness.
Well, lead the way, little one.
Right then, marketplace is just over this way. I mean, a few stalls other places, but let's go.
All right. So heading off, it's pretty clear what stalls have what. They're very, very simple in their naming and having signs that kind of depict what they sell. So you can see there's a couple of different general goods places just marked by backpacks, a couple of blacksmiths marked by anvils, the like. You have your choice of where you would like to go.
Most of the scribes are over in, I think it was the west, or was it the northwest? Over to the left, anyway. You'll want to look for the pen and quill and the paper and the parchment. Really simple.
Taking a look over, do I see anything that resembles that?
Yeah, it's not too hard to see. You're kind of looking about in between two of the blacksmiths. You can see just like a parchment and quill. The sign above it just says scribe.
And it's either going to be them or the gentleman with the backpacks, but not all the ones with the backpacks. Some of them are more provisioners, and then they've got the ones that like to put out all the stuff with the rope but they don't have the maps because sometimes they think the scribes take care of that, and sometimes they don't think the scribes take care of that.
I'm
But-
just gonna like start leaning back away from him.
What do you say we check this one out and then we follow that thought process?
Well, yeah, obviously, but that makes perfect sense.
Of course. Follow me. She'll
I'll lead on
head
that.
over.
So you all head inside. It's a very simple, small building. You head and it looks to be just the one room, basically. A countertop kind of marking off like the halfway point of the room. All the stock is behind it. But they've got a few display things on the sides. And mainly just like different stacks of parchment, different inks. But you do see a few maps pinned to the walls.
Okay. I'm gonna walk up and just kind of on the table just give a few knocks. Prior to here.
From under a mound of paper at the back, you just hear, and then a person just emerges. They appear to be very ludicrously tall. They are what appears to be a half-elf, probably standing about 8.5 feet tall. But
Ooh, you
looking
look like a fun climb.
looking looking thin as a rail, however, and very pale. They stand up and they brush the paper off of themselves and just, goodness me. Yes, something I can get you.
Looking for a map of the area. Yeah, more specifically, we're looking for the caverns to whatever direction they said. I don't remember.
The east.
The east.
Yes. The Lupine Caverns, if I remember correctly. Give me just a moment. And he dashes off and he's rifling through. And although despite looking as thin and frail as he does, he's moving with a speed most of you have not properly seen from an individual. And just like tossing papers all over the place, and finally just comes up with one, tears it open, and just no, throws that to the side and keeps scrambling, and finally just, aha, there it is! And it's just his arm raising out of the pile of paper at this point. And he turns around and walks back out, and puts it down and just, yes, that should do you just fine. Now, the question of cost, that will be 5 silver pieces.
5 silver. I believe that is well within my range. So if you always choose to wanted to be a shopkeeper?
Yes, it's been, this shop has actually been in my family for many generations. I am but the 8th part of the line. My brothers and sisters have gone off to different parts of the world. They're the ones that send me maps. They are the adventurers in the family. I am the shopkeeper.
And you like this?
It is most enjoyable, yes.
Well,
A little taxing at times.
for following your dream, and she'll slide a gold over.
Oh that's very nice of you, but I couldn't possibly.
Oh, but you can.
I would like to try to reach up and grab the gold.
Roll a sleight of hand.
Do I roll perception?
Yes. And so will the shopkeep.
I have terrible
Lulu has
deck.
kind of lost interest for a minute. She's looking for any rolled up bits of paper around the ground.
He,
Make an
So-
investigation. I will say for Wallace, make an investigation check.
I rolled a
Three.
16 on perception.
Nat 20.
Well, so that looks like Val. You unfortunately do not see this. The shopkeeper rolled a natural 2 on the die, so
Yes!
the shopkeep doesn't see it, and this one just coin is gone, like it was
I've
never
got
there.
dreams too, man.
And Mew Mew doesn't find anything because I rolled a 9. She's got a -4 to investigation.
Did
So
she
it
get
was-
distracted by her own tail?
Yeah.
Pretty much, it becomes a thing of you're looking around, and you do find like a couple of small scraps of paper from things that have been broken before, and then you realize if you scoop them together, they're like a little ball that you can kind of roll around, and you just get lost in pushing this little ball of paper back and forth.
Lola's just
Yep.
gonna be like leaning against the wall at the back of the shop and just like staring at the shopkeep, being just considering him.
He's kind of still lost in this conversation with Val, and just, oh well, yes, I honestly, you know, very appreciated, but and he just kind of like scoops up the silver, pushes the thing a little closer, and like puts it into a little pouch at his side.
I only put 1 gold down.
But you only put the 1 gold down.
I
So he goes.
paid-
So he
I
goes
dumped
down
it.
and just. Oh my. Well, that's odd.
Hey, you know what? Mistakes happen. Put another one down.
Okay, and then that time he kind of takes that and then like reaches into his pouch, looking like he's gonna go and start making change.
No, we're good.
Well, that's genuinely kind of you, and I will be sure to make sure that the other shopkeepers know that you have been a good patron.
Of course. Keep following your dreams.
Oh, thank you very much.
Aspirations are everything.
Well, they certainly do make the job easier at times.
Of course.
Anything for any of the rest of you? Anything else I can get?
Lola's
Maybe it's
gonna
still-
walk up to the desk and just lean on the desk and be like, "So,
Oh no.
what kind of money do you make from this gig?"
He's a little taken aback, and he leans back a little tiny bit and just, well, it's not the most lucrative making, but I do make enough to live. You know, it's a simple homestead business, you know, that kind of thing.
It's fair, it's fair. You single? I mean, if not, that's not an issue, but still.
But, I am single, yes, but if you're insinuating what I believe you're insinuating, I'm not looking at the moment.
I mean, I'm in town, just. I'll be around if you need, you know, a time.
His face
Trigger
is
goodness.
visibly very, very red, and just yes. Well, that's anything else?
With an overly loud clap of metal on wood, Warren will put up down a copper piece and slide towards him. Our furry friend there will take your extras there. She seems to have taken a liking to them.
She is purring very loudly as she plays with the scraps.
And like he kind of looks over and notices like it's just the bits of scraps, and he's just, oh no, that's fine, they can have it.
Yes. Very much, but
Texting
Nonetheless.
me on Mondays.
Sorry, Andrew, you said.
he's just right. But nonetheless, very much. I mean, I'm in the business too. Well, not this business. I'm in a business, but just it would make me feel better. Just please.
Well, I suppose I can respect somebody else who's in the business as well, and he just kind of slips a copper piece into the pouch at his side.
Hey, Calico Kitty.
Sorry, yes?
You can keep it. Come on, though. We got what we came for.
Oh, grabs a handful of the paper and dashes out the door.
Lola's gonna take a scrap of paper and put it in her pocket, too.
Okay.
I'm going to chew on the piece of the gold and
I'm
realize that
perceptioning that.
Sure. See if you can notice
sure,
that.
I'm on
Yeah.
the other side, but yeah, sure.
I don't think I did. Not with a 5.
No.
So,
No, this one's got it close enough that it kind of looks like they're chewing on their thumbnail.
Okay.
I was gonna say. Also, regardless, you'd see she's chewing on a gold coin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I just want to know if she's chewing on a gold coin or not.
And then I'm gonna realize it's nothing special. It's just a plain gold coin and just bleh, dump it on the ground.
Oh, so she texts
Okay.
me back after I say that. Then that's fair.
Okay,
that's
so
great.
so I will say Val, at this point you do notice as the sound of a gold coin clatters back on the ground where your gold coin went.
Oh, Please be with me, brother. As I pick up the coin and I put it on the counter and I leave.
This man has been visibly a little ruffled by what happened, so he doesn't even notice you putting the coin down and just, thank you for your patronage.
It kind of slops a little. It's got a lot of saliva on it.
Okay. Okay, so you take your leave of the scribe.
Correct.
Anything else that people would like to be doing?
Well,
I think we're all pretty ready for to go.
let's go gather up our things and meet by the east exit for, well, let's say within the half hour.
Of course. So we'll meet at the east gate, you say?
I believe it's got the east gate. Is it really a gate, though? I'm not quite sure if they got the gate fixed or if it was always the open thing. I mean, it's got the arch. That means an arch alone. Right. I'll be on my way. I'll see you there.
I'll see you there. And with this, you see as a full thing of angelic wings pop out of her back. She flies up and towards the east.
Are there any feathers? Can I take any feathers?
Ethereal feathers that kind of flutter down, and as they touch your hand, they disperse.
Oh.
Mew Mew is chasing any fallen feathers.
She would have. I should say she reaches up and she grabs a holy symbol, and the holy symbol is
Yes.
it's a mountain peak with a star above it.
In the back of your head, you can hear, "Always the showbird."
You gave me the wings. Might as well use them. And she's gonna head to the east gate. Just wait.
All right. So, just as a note, I guess, for anybody who's wondering for more of a layout, there is a gate at each side of the city. The west gate doesn't go very far before reaching just an open lakefront. The east gate is the only one that leads off towards the mountain range. The south gate would have been where most people would come in from, because the north gate leads directly into a thick mountain range.
And once I get there, I will start taking a short rest.
Yep.
I'll be back.
Okay.
Warren will run home, have a quick couple hundred words with his family and clan, and pick up his bulging, oversized backpack and run on out.
And the rest of the family has their fair share of hundreds of words thrown back at you.
Oh my god, this
It's
whole
too-
family.
Just 2 or 3 minutes, just in and out.
Yep. But yeah, there's a lot of speed talking back and forth, and people are trying to pile you on with extra rations, but it's just going to offset you at this point if you keep taking them all. So you kind of have to push them all back, and then eventually you just dash out the door.
End up out of there with a set of cobbling tools, an entire tackle set, and far too much food for the short walk. But
Yeah.
I can only fight off so much.
Yeah, I will say, for the sake of this, having made a little bit of extra preparation, you have 2 extra days of rations.
Woohoo!
Anybody else doing anything in this little short rest period here?
I'll just do a couple of spins pointing which direction, and then I'll start marching towards the east door.
Okay. Give me an intelligence check.
Oh shit. Am I stupid? Oh boy.
That's a yes.
That's a nat 20 again. Oh,
Wow, yeah,
I'm gonna
spin
use a
around.
different one now.
You spin around, and with perfect precision, you plant your foot and point forward, and you're pointing directly towards the east gate, and you make your way across town.
He kind of goes in different, kind of weaves a little from being dizzy from spinning so fast, but
But you make your way.
gets there.
Yes, you get there with no issues.
Lola's
Anything for you, Lola?
just gonna walk there slowly while disgustingly checking out absolutely everyone she can.
Mew Mew is going to realize that pretty much everyone has wandered off, and she's going to run after, in the directions she seems to remember the stranger with the pretty hair flying off to.
So give me an intelligence check, and
Oh, no.
at disadvantage.
Yeah.
We're gonna lose Mew
So I rolled an 11 and a 5.
Yep.
And I've got a
So
minus 4 to intelligence, so that's
So that's-
1.
So you're going, and you are pretty sure you know where you are, and so you're making your way around, and you pass the fountain. and you keep going, and you pass a fountain, but it's on the other side this time. And you pass a fountain, and it's on your left again. You're starting to wonder how many fountains this place has.
Too many. Staying away from that.
Cats don't like water.
And eventually, as you're going around and around and around, you start hearing clattering, and you see our good friend, our little gnome, running by. And the gold nugget catches your eye, and you're behind him the rest of the way.
Yep.
Nice.
Okay. So, for the sake of brevity for the rest of this, your half hour has passed. Brian, you get your short rest, so yes, you get your wings back.
Stumbling to a stop at the gate, I imagine I have a tabaxi suddenly slam into my back.
Yes, you do.
Oh,
Sorry.
Hello there again? Maybe? Yes, again? Is it?
Yes. Hi again, Mew Mew. Hi. What is your name?
Oh.
You have a very shiny necklace.
Oh, right. Yes. Warren Brightbuckle Knuckles of the Knuckles clan.
Warren.
Warren, yes.
Warren. Okay. Warren.
All right.
Fumbles a couple of pieces back into his backpack, hanging
Yep.
straps, little shiny bits of things hanging off of it everywhere.
If anything fell, Mew Mew is helping like lift things and hand them to him.
Yeah, there's about 17 different pockets, and there's stuff that's spilled out everywhere.
Well, with your stuff gathered up, and you're all gathered at the East Gate, it's probably about 10 a.m. at this point. Decent time to venture out. And I'm assuming you all take your leave?
Yep.
Well, onward and outward and upward and all that.
All right.
At least
So-
I suppose, really.
Having taken the map and checking it along the way, you can see that it's probably about a day's journey to the cave system. But there is no documentation of how deep the caves go.
I just figured to get there. That's all I was looking for in a map.
And it does look like it was a good thing that you got the map. As you can see, there's a couple of twists and turns that kind of lead off, and if you're not looking, you might miss the turn back. So you have no trouble on your way there, and after a little while, you can start to see. It's been a few hours. It's probably about 4 or 5 p.m. at this point, and the sun is starting to set. But in the distance, you can see the large cave opening on the horizon. From here, it looks no more than something you could squeeze between your thumb and forefinger, but that realization tells you that's a big cave.
Should we rest here for the night? Get there in the morning. Well, we have light on our side.
Well, on the one hand, I mean, we're not going to have any light once we get into the cave, but on the other hand, I suppose we shouldn't be walking about 16 hours and then trying to delve deep. We don't even have any idea of how deep it's going to go.
Yes, excellent points.
What he said.
So, we should set up camp, set up watches, and
Well, that sounds
bed
like
down
a
for
good
the
idea.
night.
All right, who's going to take first watch?
I will.
Well,
Okay.
which of all of you can see in the deep darkness? I know some of you tall folk can't see so well once it's once the sun goes down. Yeah, that's the word.
Many humans cannot, but I do have this ability.
Well, fantastic then.
I have eyes.
I can see real good.
Well, all right. Suppose we're all good all around then.
Well,
Leave you to it, Vala.
of course. Alright, yeah, I'll sit up for first watch.
Okay.
Who's
So
going
you-
to be second?
Mew Mew.
Mew's going to take second watch. Is anybody going to watch with Mew?
I'll watch with Mew Mew.
Okay.
Why does it sound creepy?
And Warren will offer himself up for the third watch.
me. I take third.
Okay, so the two of you are going to take third then.
Yes.
All right, so you've sat down, you've had a bit of food, there's a fire started. It's lucky. This is just entering into summer, so it's still relatively warm even at night, and you have bedrolls and whatnot. And for those of you that don't have bedrolls, it's comfortable enough.
Does anyone want to
just
share a
your-
roll? Finger guns. All right.
What
let's
is
go.
this?
All right. So we tone down to the first onset of darkness, and Val, if you wouldn't mind giving me a perception check.
Yeah, sure. I believe I do have dark vision. Yes, I can see very far.
No, I'm useless.
That's a 9.
There's a 9.
You lied.
Alrighty. So, your watch passes. Nothing particularly happens. Yeah, so we move on to the next watch.
I'll look at Mew Mew and Lola.
So, are you like more of a person or an animal?
I'm me.
I just want to know how weird this is gonna get.
Oh God.
I'm gonna insight that.
Sure. Roll insight, and I guess for Val, if you whatever you'd like to
22.
roll in response, whether that would be persuasion or deception, I guess.
Lola, but yeah, 22.
Lola, sorry, yes.
Andrew!
All right.
This is gonna get weird fast.
Sorry, what am I rolling again? I'm so distracted.
It's your choice whether you want to make this persuasion or deception based on how you want this to go.
Oh.
Are you actually flirting with Mew Mew? Or does Mew Mew actually understand
no.
what you're doing?
I'm totally flirting.
Okay.
So I guess persuasion then.
Yeah,
Okay.
persuade her.
Oh my god. It's so perfect because Megan had like a tagline for this character,
Yeah.
and it's just so perfect.
Best.
Okay,
Oh.
I rolled an
Oh, boy.
18.
An 18?
I rolled an 18 as well, but I've got a +4 to insight.
All right.
Wow, what a smart kitty.
So you can tell that they're making some advances.
Oh, you're pretty, but and Mew Mew's gonna get a little bit flustered. I'm happy being friends.
Can I pet you?
Yes.
I pet her.
Mew Mew purrs loudly.
Okay. Oh boy. Andrew, please. I have the worst poker face. Okay.
Oh god.
For those of you in chat, all you need to know, Andrew is being nasty.
I am saying nothing uncouth. Quite, not quite.
It's how
All
he
of the
says it.
words, all of the words are perfectly fine.
Alright, anyways, point being, I'll have both of you roll perception checks for your watch.
Okay. Dice be nice. Hey. So that's 20
14.
total.
Okay. Let me just really quickly here. Yep, okay. So you're taking your watch, and when you first got up, you started having your conversation, and then after a little bit, both of your ears perk up. You can hear something moving around you. And then you realize it's the sound of someone rummaging. And so you kind of check back at your camp, and there's a single figure that's currently blocked by the shadow of the fire. So that's, the fire's behind them, so you just see a black silhouette, and they're digging through a pack. And it's next to Val.
Mew Mew is gonna pounce on her, or whoever it is.
Okay. I guess give me an attack roll?
Okay. That was a nat 20.
Yeah, no, they,
Damn.
okay. So you're sitting there, and you pounce over Val, and just, person on their back, you have them pinned down. Now that they're in the light, let me just pull this up here really quickly. What you see before you is a half-elf. they have a very slight tan to them. Their hair is kind of pale brown, hidden just under the cloak they're wearing. But looking relatively average height. And they just what the get off, damn you!
She's staying there.
Do I wake
Growling.
up from this
Since
kerfuffle?
since it's right next to you, yes, you hear the sound of somebody skidding into the dirt wearing leather armor, so it makes quite a thud.
What is going on?
Oh boy! Oh, I am
Thief!
so in for it now.
I'm gonna stand up and walk over.
Pretty hair, thief.
A thief I may be, and I'm a good thief at that, and they're going to attempt to get away from you.
I'm gonna cast light on their hood.
Okay. Yeah, you cast light on their hood, and they're going to try and break the technical grapple.
I guess
they're
it's a
under.
grapple. Yeah.
Yeah.
What is that? Opposed athletics or
Uh,
for me to hit?
it's
gonna try
your,
and hang on to the person.
I would say it's your athletics, and in this case, they can choose athletics or acrobatics, if I'm remembering that correctly.
Nope. That's a full.
Yes, it's both. And yeah, they slip out, up, and they are taking off. They
Okay.
don't really seem to have noticed that their hood is glowing.
All right, follow that. Everyone up!
I'm gonna start chasing after the hood.
Mew Mew is off like a shot, using all 40 feet of her goddamn movement to catch up.
Oh my god, I'm not gonna ever reach this.
Okay. So yeah, they do have a bit of a head start on you. But I'm not even going to make you roll for this. You are legitimately just faster, and so eventually, Mew Mew, you catch up to them.
The moment that Mew Mew would have went off, I would have been like, "Let's do this, brother," and I would have cast Channel Divinity, Flight of the Valkyrie,
All right.
and I would have taken off after them as well, full dash.
Yep. So you would catch up in a decent amount of time as well.
And it would take a couple of rounds for Warren to stagger out of his tent, stick his head out, and look around to see, at that point,
The
Not
glowing
actually.
hood in the distance.
Actually, my Flight of the Valkyrie is 20 feet. Sorry, 60 feet flying speed.
Oh shit.
Oh,
I'm gonna get off doing pretty quick
so you're going to get there first.
to land in front of him.
Okay. So yeah, you dash ahead, you land in front of them. You can see Mew Mew's not far behind, and they kind of stagger to a stop and just, oh boy, okay, all right.
Why don't we head back that way?
Sure, sounds like a good idea. And they turn around and they've got their hands up and they're just slowly starting to walk back towards the camp.
Alright, Mew Mew will skid to a halt when she sees that that Val got the person to turn around and head back towards the camp.
Okay. So after a few moments, you get back to camp and kind of sit them down, and they just sit there, kind of looking around nervously.
Now, not to be a person that's against the change in relations and things that are old and new and all the old, but this is a bit of a strange way to be changing shifts, isn't it? You don't exactly bring in a new person and then make a whole bunch of ruckus and light up their. Is that a? Well, I thought it was a Western Corvarian style of hood, but obviously it's not. I think it's more of a Southern Dolomite.
It seems much more like a Dolomite, doesn't it? Is
But-
it you get it from the Southern Dolomite?
He's
I acquired it there,
thief.
yes.
But is this which one of you decided it was going to be done this way?
You.
Oh, that seems unlike me, but oh, well, all right. I suppose that's very progressive of me.
I caught him stealing from Pretty Hair.
What were you after? She'll open up her bag and take a look.
You note that really all that's missing is anything with middle to high gold value.
You didn't find much, honestly.
Yeah.
Does
Also didn't get a chance to rifle through the lesser points.
does the thief have a bag?
They've got 3 bags on them.
is
Oh,
on like.
I'd
is-
like to rummage through one. I'm looking for bones or like cool shiny things.
You go to approach them, and they're just like, "Hey, whoa, whoa, whoa! I was going to return things. There was nothing saying I was going to give you anything."
I'm just gonna try and grab the bag.
Well, then
Okay.
I'm glad. Well, then,
I guess we'll say opposed athletics here.
Athletics?
is
Oh, it's bad.
is Lola awake at this point?
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
would think everybody is at this point. There's been enough of a ruckus.
I mean, she
I
was
got an
awake when we
8.
we spotted the person.
That's
Mhm.
fair.
I was petting the cat.
All right, sorry. What did you roll?
8.
8. Okay, yeah, no, they quickly turn away and just like hold you back, like that old thing of just the older sibling putting their hand on the forehead of the kid.
Arr, arr, arr.
Well, then if everyone's awake and moving about, suppose I missed my watch. Sorry about that, folks. Let me stoke up the fire here and get something going. And ignoring the whole ruckus, Warren starts prepping breakfast.
Okay. You start preparing breakfast. It seems a little odd the sky is still so dark in the morning, but breakfast is a necessity.
He's half awake. He knows breakfast is important.
Yes.
That's what he's got going on.
Yes.
At the point where Warren starts like getting like pots and stuff out, I'd be like,
Yeah, he keeps pulling
I-
stuff out of his bag. You're
Val-
not quite sure how
Val-
he's got that much in there.
come over and just kind of be like, what do you say before this? Just lay down for a few more minutes.
Well, that's you'll wait. You'll finish prepping then.
Of course, just lay down for a minute and we'll get you when we need you.
All right, the oats are in the third left topmost bag. The water, I'm sure we can find some water around here, but if you can't, there's 2 water skins underneath the
You-
smoked meats.
You
You gotta
pack
throw that up.
you pack your stuff the same way I do.
And he's rattling off a litany of instructions while
Yeah.
he's walking back. The moment he hits his bedroll inside his tent, he's out.
Perfect.
And I'll walk back over to the thief.
Okay.
What?
So they're still just holding kid at bay.
What are you looking for?
Making a living. It's all I was ever looking for.
Of course. Well, make a better living for yourself. Obviously, you didn't want to be this when you were young. What did you want to be?
Oh my god.
Well, see, that's where you're wrong.
You
I
want to
have
be
aspirations, my friend. I'm going to be the world's greatest thief.
There you go. See?
Well, you're the world's
Well,
greatest
apparently
thief.
you're not, 'cause I can't-
You need to be. You need to choose your targets better.
Going to be. I never claimed I was now.
Of course, that's why I'm trying to give you some help.
Well, as it stands, and they pull like the third bag off, which appears to be the lightest, and they sit it in front of you. That should be your stuff there. Now, if I may be going,
I'll look into it, see what it is.
it is in fact your stuff.
Okay.
They appear to be surprisingly honest.
Steal from the corrupt. Not the people meant to help, or the people who can't afford you to be stolen from.
I suppose that's a fair enough point. I'll have to do that as such.
And, if it's what you're looking for, and you have the aspiration. Here, and she'll reach into her pack and she'll grab another whole she has, and she'll toss it at him.
And they catch it and just, well, all right. I suppose I'll take what I can get, and they kind of slip it into like a little shirt pocket.
It's not worth anything, but not monetary at least. But maybe my brother can help you.
All right then. I suppose I'll run with that then. And with that, and they reach into a pouch and throw down a smoke bomb and disappear.
Did I see where they went? Since they're still glowing.
You did see a slight haze of light, but it's in the smoke that they finally realize their hood is glowing, so you see the light, and then eventually the light is gone as they exit the smoke.
That's fair. That's fair.
Alright, and they disappear off into the night. And left behind, once the smoke settles, is just a note on the ground that looks a little charred at the edges, as if it was like partially inside the smoke bomb, and it just says Sue.
Oh, Sue.
And with that, they're gone.
I'm going back to bed.
All right. And it's not too hard to get back to sleep.
As I walk by, I'll just like pat Mew Mew on the head. Thank you.
Happy to help.
Nothing intimate. It's like pat.
Yeah, no, it's still
It's
give the
not
cat a pat.
pets.
No.
Like a stroke.
That's fine. The cat got validation from Pretty Hair.
From Val.
Pretty Hair.
So I can easily say the rest of the night goes on, not too much fuss. Eventually, the sun comes back up. Warren, having fallen back asleep a bit prematurely, you wake up with everybody else with the rise of the sun and realize that you passed out much longer than you intended to.
I assume it's like that thing where like you get up in the middle of the night, you don't even remember getting out.
Yeah, no. He staggers back out of his tent, looking a little confused at about 3 pots pulled out, the whole like rickety stand set up, laying down beside the embers of the fire, a little bit of food pulled. He's like, and it's only after checking a few of the things that he realized they're all his. Oh. Oh, bloody hell. I'm sleep cooking again.
This happens a lot.
I mean, not a lot. I mean, I don't exactly have all of this gear set up at home, but once I am at home, then I've got about 17 other people that are trying to stop me from doing this sort of thing, but that's only if they're not trying to stop themselves or not trying to stop another one of the members. Can I get shitty breakfast?
Of course.
And while he's saying this, he's already setting up everything to go.
Is there a body of water near us?
Sorry, I checked chat like the one time I checked chat. Okay. Sorry, you said you were asking if there was a body of water?
Yeah.
There is a stream about we'll say for the sake of this about 100 feet to the north.
Okay. Lola's gonna walk through Cample, stripping off her furs, and then just walk towards the water.
Just totally nude.
Yep.
Okay, yep. So Lola just walking by, just taking off bits of clothing as they go and into the water.
Mew
I
Mew
would
is
like
going
to
to
rummage
gather
through-
up the bits of clothes and put them in a
Oh
new pile.
no! I want to rummage through them.
Good luck. I'm not sure if you want to go through my clothes, honestly.
Oh, they smell funky. Never mind.
Have I noticed what holy symbol you're carrying around, Warren?
It's a fairly commonly known god. If you're religious, I'm not gonna ask to check. It's Garl Glittergold. It's the gnomish god.
Fair.
I've never heard that, but
It's
that's
literally just a gold nugget attached to a simple.
Okay.
Don't you want to know my god?
Do you have a god?
Do you have a holy symbol?
I mean, I have like weird pieces of bones and stuff like tied together. It could be just
Nah,
like
probably not.
ornament or
Claire Witch,
Um,
the god.
I rolled a 19 in religion. I don't know. It's up to you.
oh, I follow a unicorn, Titania's Nightwind.
Oh god.
Fair enough.
But yeah, after rolling a 19 religion, yeah, you've having your brother ascend the way he did, you had to get a good idea of who he was going to be around. So you know who this is.
That's fair.
Yes. Garl Glittergold, the gnomish god of trickery and wiles.
I like it. Hell.
But yeah, Warren's chatting up a storm, not really talking to anyone in particular, but just anyone who is unfortunate enough to be in earshot. As he sets up 3 pots over the stove and starts emptying water skins and various things into each pot.
I will give him the side eye because I am probably close to him because I want free food. He
From
looks
one
like
pot,
he can make food, so
from one pocket, like an entire dozen eggs goes into one for boiled eggs. Another one, he starts making like porridge thrown in with smoked fish and meats.
yeah, I'm sticking close.
Yeah, you are making a
like-
veritable feast spread of breakfast.
Without even looking over his shoulder, he just tosses a piece of smoked fish as he just knows someone's there.
Let's see if Mew Mew can actually catch it.
It's not dissimilar to at home. Like, people are always picking stuff. He just goes into this mode.
What would that be? Like Dex check, I guess.
Yeah, dexterity check, yeah.
It would
Yeah.
be pretty simple. He just tosses it. It's an easy baseball lob.
Yeah, that's
It's not
12.
Yeah, so yeah, you catch it and right away just
Just a piece of dried smoked fish, and the other one, it's all like dried veggies and the sort of stuff for like a simple breakfast stew.
Mhm.
Directly onto the embers, there's a kettle that goes down for tea. He breaks out like a bunch of battered-looking metal mugs. All this stuff was foisted on him. He's just trying to get rid of it.
yeah. So it takes a few minutes, but Warren does create quite the small feast.
Yeah.
Lola
Eat
smelling
and-
this will go back to camp.
I'll eat quickly, and we can just like we should get on our way when we can.
Mew Mew brings your clothes.
Oh, thanks. I'm gonna go through
Welcome.
my clothes, casually put them on, find the little bit of paper that she took, make it a little ball, and throw it at the cat.
Mew Mew chases it, and then goes for breakfast.
Okay. So you sit down, you have a very nice breakfast. Being as hearty as it is, you feel ready to go for another day. And after packing up and venturing off, it's probably about 8 or 9 in the morning. And by no later than noon, you have reached the front of this cave. The entrance is probably about 25 feet tall and about 40 feet wide. It's massive.
Oh,
An hour ago, I thought I could just pinch it and get it closed.
into the breach we go.
Is it really a breach?
It's a
I always thought of a breach as more of a chasm. More of a ground-based opening.
Mew Mew's already walking in.
Yes.
And
I
that-
will cast light on my staff. It just looks like a creepy glowing skull now,
nice.
and lead in.
I like the flavor.
I'll cast light on Lola's weapon.
A giant hammer on my back that looks like it's far too big for me to be standing.
Give
Hammer
give
the
light
size of a
give
child.
light to the token human.
Yeah. And I will say, Val, you do hear in the back of your head, always such a flair for dramatics.
Well, most humans aren't like me. They're blind as bats.
Well,
When she's talking like that, is she talking out loud or in her head?
I'll leave that up to Brian.
It's kind of like a whisper to herself.
Under
It's
her
not-
breath, like a
yeah.
mumbling, muttering kind of thing.
Am I
Yeah.
close enough to hear her?
She's very soft spoken, but even in that, she kind of whispers to herself.
I would say, given the way the wind is kind of pushing around through the area, unless you're like right next to Val, you can't really hear what she's mumbling.
Alright.
Next time.
Oh yeah, I'll
We'll
get close.
right in there.
I'll get right in.
You can also ask, but hey.
Yeah. All right. Well, first things first. You start heading in. It's very wet in here. The walls are covered in all kinds of dew. By the sounds of it, there's probably water running down from the different craggy rocks above the cave. You can kind of hear through the cave walls. And so so you're venturing forward. Having two people with light makes this a non-issue. There are small little pockmarked holes where you can see like little bits of water trickling through that let in tiny bits of sunlight, but the light is definitively what's keeping you being able to see everything. And after a little while, you can hear
Mew Mew's gonna look for the source of the noise.
okay, perception check.
Val will pull out her halberd.
Okay.
That's 14.
14. You're kind of glancing around, and around the corner you can see what appears to be some kind of bone clacking against the ground. Just again, just
Bone?
it's slightly moving each time, just. And then finally, it just disappears.
I'd like to use my divine sense because I got that, and I can
Okay.
use that a lot.
Me all the time.
So sorry, what does divine sense let you?
Good question.
Fey, fiend, and undead.
Undead.
You can send
But not-
one.
Celestial.
But not
Also,
through
it goes
things.
without saying, Mew Mew is chasing the bone.
Okay. So I will say, you do notice something from around the corner that Mew Mew is just about to run around. And with that, Mew Mew, you come face to face with what appears to just be a small. Well, it's hard to say for you, but it looks a little bit like the thing that's been following Kid around.
Punch.
Okay. I'm gonna say at this point, everybody roll initiative.
Oh my god! Don't hurt it! Oh, that a plus initiative. Yeah, I forgot.
Okay. Give me. Oh, good. Oh, good. Okay, give me just a moment here. So, moving on down the list here, if my computer will work with me here. Okay, so initiative 25 to 20.
We don't have Lee in the party.
Yay, guys!
All right.
It's okay. It's gonna be
Wait.
okay.
20 to 15.
18.
17.
Okay, sorry, you had 18, Megan?
Yes.
And Brian, you had 17? All right, 15 to 10.
14.
13.
How's that feel, Wallace?
Well,
Refreshing,
14.
actually.
Let's see, 13.
It looks like you're doing like a minus 5.
6.
6. Okay.
Obviously, someone was stuck at the back while Warren was reciting an old story about, whatever he
Oh
was doing
no.
last
Was
week.
it me? Oh no.
Okay, and then, sorry, just give me 2 seconds here.
Now, the interesting thing about Korovian rat leather is that it actually makes fantastic soles for a hiking boot. You see, the thing about the Korovian rats is that they tend to burrow an awful lot, which gives them a really tough skin, and it relates really well to tanning. But the thing is about tanning, you can't just use the standard oak resin tanning. What you need to do is you need to do something a little more acidic, or you can't shape it at all. It becomes far too brittle. What you need to do is a secondary layer of something once it's done there. And once it's done there, you really want to apply some sort of wax, because after the acidic nature, it ends up a little bit too much porous. So you give it the
My brain
the
is
extra tan-
brittle.
Okay,
the oak tanning, and then you give it the supplements, and holy crap, what's going on?
so,
What happens
Val-
when you
Val
roll
would've been
that one?
Val would have been like, yeah, of course, yes.
so, at the top of the round, seeing Mew Mew right in front of them, the imp just, and from in the distance you can just hear, and you just hear the patting of wolves as 3 wolves come up around the side. And the first one locks eyes with the thing that is currently threatening the imp, and it goes and takes a swipe at Mew Mew. That is, I'm guessing a 9 doesn't hit.
Nope.
Okay, so it just takes a swing and sits and snarls at you.
Mew Mew jumps back and just hisses at it.
Another one of the wolves, seeing that Mew Mew isn't alone, runs forward, covering just enough, I'm going to say, because Val, you were coming up just behind.
Yep.
So they are going to take a swing at you, Val.
Bring it.
That is a 21 to hit.
That hits.
Okay, so that is where did my dice go? I need specific dice. Goodness. All right, and that is 4 damage.
All right.
All right, next down the list, Lola.
I'm gonna reach back and pull forward my giant hammer and yell,
Alrighty.
"Get away from that pussy!" And then
And there it is, folks. The joke we were all waiting for.
hey!
Roll credits.
And then
Okay. You can see you have two of the wolves in your movement range.
the one that's closest to Mew Mew.
Okay.
I want to swing down and just pounds it down on its head. The hammer takes so much effort for her to do. She's up in the air for like a second.
Okay. Go ahead and make an attack.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh boy.
You all. Okay, I got this. It's fine. One sec. I got this. This I got. Okay.
Melee weapon.
6.
Sorry, a 6?
16.
No.
Oh, 16. Okay, yes, 16 hits.
Okay, cool.
Tight.
I hate everyone.
Tight.
Do you want me to like use Sacred Flame?
Cool.
Uh,
Why do you have Sacred Flame? All right, Celestial. Right,
I'm
got
a
it.
Celestial, man.
You're not.
13.
13.
damage.
So you
Jeez.
take one huge, heavy swing, and with a sickening, splattering sound,
Yes.
the head of this wolf hits the ground, just Gallagher's open,
Ew.
spraying gore all over the place, and you sit kind of floating in the air on like the hilt of it for a second before dropping yourself back down.
Well, that was fun.
Anything else for your turn?
I can do things. I know that's helpful. No, I'm okay right now.
Okay. Moving down the list. Val, you're up.
All right, so there's one on me.
There is one right in front of you.
So already pissed me off quite a bit. So I'm gonna, with the halberd already ready, I'm gonna bring it down with two hands, crossed it, and that's gonna be a 10 to hit.
10 to hit. Unfortunately, having seen its like family get just destroyed, it sees you coming and just slips to the side. Anything else?
That's all I got.
Alrighty. We move down. Mew Mew.
Okay.
The wolf
So-
that was in front of you just got splattered.
So Mew Mew is covered in gore. That's okay though, because there's still the imp, right?
There's still the imp that's right in front of you, and just behind it is another wolf.
Punch.
Okay, take a swing.
Punching the imp. 21.
That hits.
All right, that's 6 damage for the first hit.
Okay.
Bonus action, second punch. 22.
That also hits.
Okay, that one's 5 damage. Also, gonna spend a key point, flurry of blows, third punch.
Go for it.
Okay, 15.
15 just hits.
Okay. Another 5 damage.
5 damage, and with that, it's just on the ground.
No.
Pummeled.
Alrighty. So next up on the list, unless you wanted to move anywhere,
That other wolf is still within melee range of me, right?
no, the other one that was within
Oh,
melee
right, that
range
one
of
just
you
got
is
splattered.
just splattered.
Okay.
So there's one about 10 feet in front of you, and there's one that's about 10 feet like diagonally behind you, facing off.
She's
of
gonna
Val.
run up to get into melee range of the other wolf.
Okay, so the one that doesn't have anybody around it. Got it. So you
Correct.
dash a little further ahead.
And that's my
Moving
turn.
down. Kid, it's your go.
Okay. Kid is going to. I think I can. Can I see the wolf from here?
Yeah. You are in range of like movement range of the first one, and you're within. If you're
I don't want to
Considering
be
you're-
close to it, but I would like to use Eldritch Blast, which can go a far way.
you can hit either of the two of them with Eldritch Blast.
Oh, I think the closer one might be on.
The closest one is on
Val?
Val. Yes.
I will try that one then.
Okay, go ahead.
Here I go. Okay, it might hit. It is a 16.
That hits.
Perfect. So,
She's gonna destroy this thing with her freaking. Yeah, you got agonizing blast, right?
11.
11. Okay, so this thing takes a huge hit, just, and it's looking pretty rough. It's got a big like sort of green fiery burn mark on its side.
Oh, I'd like to say it like comes out of the mouth of my staff, like.
Yeah, sure.
Nice.
All right. Anything else?
How close is it to me?
It's probably about, I'd say, 15 feet away from you.
I'm gonna back it up a little.
Okay, yeah. So you,
Just like 15 more feet backwards.
okay, yeah. So you back off, and you're kind of pressed up against like a turn in the wall at this point.
Yeah, like hopefully it won't notice I burned it.
Okay, so moving on down from that, we get the third wolf, which is now locked in with Mew, and it's going to try and multi-attack. So it's going to make both a bite and a claw.
Do we know her AC?
Hopefully, just rolls like to
Oh,
the.
she's.
I would say 18
Sorry,
or
I-
above or 12 or below. You don't need to
Yeah.
worry about it.
Sorry, I didn't realize that one was walked away. So apologies. We have moved on to the wolf in front of you there, Mew. And that is a 12 and 14 to hit. Oh,
Oh no!
I
boy.
killed her.
Oh,
Oh,
no.
no!
Oh, well,
Um,
everything's super interesting on stream now.
Well,
Those don't hit.
yeah, I was going to assume.
I don't know.
They do not hit.
Okay. So it misses with both of its attacks, and it kind of snarls and, you know,
There we go. Sorry about that. My Discord crashed.
no worries, no worries.
Her armor class is 16.
Yes,
Okay,
it
yeah.
is.
So both of the attacks have missed. This wolf has just tried to like claw and bite at you at the same time, and you just shrink back a little
Nimbly
bit from it.
dance out of the way. Okay. Sorry about that.
No worries, no worries. And we move on to. I'm forever forgetting your character's name.
Warren.
Warren, thank you. So we move on to Warren.
I have a nice little list of everyone's name.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to write that down.
Uh, running forward as Kid falls back, Warren fumbles through a number of pockets on the back of his backpack, coming up with a sharp-edged dart and hurls it forward at the wolf that Kid fired an Eldritch Blast at.
Okay, go ahead and make an attack.
21 to hit,
Absolutely.
and 7 damage.
7 damage. It's sitting there and it's reeling from the blast a little bit, and it's looking like it might start trying to back off, and then all of a sudden a dart just pierces it in the side of the neck, and it slumps to the side.
All right. So Brother Jeffrey was right. He should not be used as buckles.
Alrighty.
And he continues forward, attempting to get into melee range with another creature.
Okay. So you push forward. You'll be just behind Mew, so you'll be just outside of range of the last one.
That's fine.
All right. Well, that would have been the imp's turn, but the imp is gone, so we go back to the top of the round. Both of those wolves are gone. We move on to Lola.
Sweet, what's left?
The one wolf that's currently squared off pretty much with Warren and Mew.
I'm gonna go up to it and smash its head with my hammer.
Go for it.
Get
It's
me
weird playing.
even more covered in gore.
Yeah. Do it. It's weird playing a character that's like actually attacking shit. 15.
15 hits.
Yeah. $12.
All right. Well, you're going for round 2, and you are coming down right towards its head, and it's just pulling to the side, so you slam into its shoulder, and you can hear the bones breaking. But it kind of limps to the side, just getting out of the way of that one. Just surviving that one, I should say. It looks pretty badly injured from that one. Any bonus actions or movement or anything? Anything else?
Yeah, I have bonus actions, but I can't remember. Crap.
Yeah, second winged and action surge.
Action, sure, Surge, that one.
You're just gonna go for it and throw another attack in there?
Okay, yeah.
Alrighty.
Do I roll, like, what do I roll for this?
Another
Roll
attack.
attack.
It's
Yeah.
another
Yeah,
attack, yeah.
Okay.
Action surge just happens.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, so I don't have to roll to hit?
You
Oh,
do.
there-
You
You
do
have to
have to
roll
roll the hit.
Yeah, I think I hit with 17.
Yes. Yes. Wolves do not have high AC.
Pick up my
Too high for Val. Only one that missed.
Oh,
Gonna pick up
The
my
curse of the
hammer,
paladin.
square it off.
it's true.
And,
What curse
Get
of the
used to just
paladin?
being a shield.
All right.
8.
8. So with that, you kind of come down and hit. You know, you come down the first time, you hit the front shoulder of the wolf, and it's started to move to the side, and you turn and just come back here and just slam it on the head, and down it goes. And with that, silence falls back into the cave.
Yumi's
When
gonna
she
look around for
smashed
any
it with-
more danger.
When she smashed it with the hammer, did any teeth or anything come out that I can grab?
We'll say 2 of the teeth have popped out.
Oh, yes. Me and the imp are just like, my imp are just like, oh, yes. Oh, yes.
Yeah, you each kind of got one, and you're like kind of having a little back and forth, like tiny knife fight with them.
Oh, God.
Perception check was a 23, looking for any more danger.
You
Who
don't see
are you,
anything.
Lee again? Jeez.
Okay, at that, she's gonna sit down and start cleaning
See,
herself.
Mew Mew? No more evil doggies. Pat.
Okay.
You're good at that.
Thank ya.
Oh, well, that was interesting. She'll light up her hand for a moment, and she'll bring it across herself and heal.
Alrighty.
I'm going to use my healing hands.
Gotcha.
I gotta say the wolves aren't unexpected. I mean, there's a couple of them in the woods outside, let alone in here, and I can't imagine they wouldn't take precedent in here. But a little flying buddy there. I mean, Kid's got one there, but I didn't expect one to be with the furry fellas. I mean, we have one with our furry fella, but I like our furry fella better than that furry fella. She hasn't tried to bite me yet.
I'm just gonna try
I
and pull
think-
my imp a little closer to me, like,
Yumi
hide it
will grin at
from,
you.
Miss Mew, have
shield
you tried
it
to bite
from
me yet?
the, like, grossness of the other one.
No, you gave me fish. You're good. Also, you have
Okay.
a pretty necklace.
Serving fish.
Well, I mean, really, if you want to thank anyone for the fish, it's going to be Auntie Matilda, who got it most likely from. Well, I call him uncle, but he's not exactly an uncle. He's more of a brother of a friend of an aunt of a cousin, who we met on that.
Tinder.
Oh, it's about 20 years ago. Oh, I mean, it wasn't a fishing excursion, but it turned into a fishing excursion. Anyway, we call him Hallie. So the next time you see him, thank Hallie.
Hallie.
Okay.
Hallie.
Hallie.
Let us continue.
during this whole thing, Mew, you've kind of been, cleaning some of the gore off of you, whatever, and you're sitting and realizing as you're looking around, you're still kind of present to the fact that there could be danger, and then you notice off to the side just a small sprinkling of what appears to be coins off next to one of the walls.
Yumi's gonna go over towards it.
Okay. Yeah, you head over. It's just a small pile of copper and silver.
I found a thing, and Yumi will start picking them up.
I have to admit, Warren, since he was talking to Mew Mew, would be following her, continuing the conversation.
And truth be told, Mew Mew would be listening enraptured because she loves stories, but she saw a shiny.
Right. I'll say in total you picked up 40 silver and 50 copper.
Cool.
Now, Hallie, it's interesting how he got the name Hallie, because his name doesn't start with Hal. I mean, I think it does now. He might have taken that on. I mean, I don't know if you know.
How many
We
copper?
like to
20 copper?
Sorry?
20 copper?
50 copper.
50 copper, okay. Mew Mew will give 10 of the silver to, what's the name she got for him? Warren.
Without even skipping a beat, he's going to stick it into one of the pockets on his backpack. But his name's not Hal, but he did come from a place that we like to reference as Halliburton. Not that it was Halliburton, but it reminded us of a place called Halliburton that we went to. Oh, geez, it was 32 years ago when we went to pick up the Korovian leather. Not the same Korovian, well, Korobite that makes the hood that the guy last night met, but
Lola's gonna be sitting on the
Yep.
ground with her legs basically wrapped around her hammer, trying to clean it off.
When did we get over here?
Let us head forward, maybe.
Yes.
Oh, right, yes. Battle ready, I suppose. This was, I suppose we're gonna run into trouble sooner than I thought. And he straps his shield onto one arm and makes sure his rapier's loose in its scabbard now. Well, onward and upward and downward, or I'm not quite sure which. I mean, it's a cave, so we're probably gonna go down. But then again, I mean, most caves are set into a mountain, so we might go up. But definitely continue some direction.
All right. So moving forward, you travel for time. It's hard to say now that there's no more pockets of sunlight coming through the top. You've still got your lights with you, obviously, to keep things going, but how much time has passed is starting to become a bit of an illusion. But it feels like you've been walking for hours at this point, and you've seen tiny little flecks of a couple of copper coins, maybe one or two silver along the way, looking almost like they've been dropped.
Breadcrumbs one way or the other.
Mew has been picking them up as she goes.
Okay, sorry, give me 2 seconds here.
In martial arts, she's probably walking in front of the party.
In total, you've gathered another 30 copper and 12 silver.
Just keep an eye out for it.
Yeah. She's also listening to the cave, trying to hear any danger as she's going along.
Okay. Anybody who's trying to keep a specific eye out, give me perception checks.
I would be.
I'm at the back, so I'll check behind us.
I would be
Okay.
I got a 5 on perception.
Holy
Warren's not-
crap!
Warren's not particularly worried. He's having a good time.
I got a nat 20.
Val is just not having a good day.
No,
Apparently I
I
should
wrote
not.
I wrote a very full character, so obviously it needs to fall and be just crushed under the weight of terribleness.
Oh, goodness.
That's 12
It's a
for my
curse
perception.
Story.
Lola wouldn't mind being crushed under her weight.
Oh my god.
Why did you lean forward?
You don't want.
It got creepier.
That's why.
At one point, Val would have used understanding the Gnomish language, would have tried to switch Warren to speaking in Gnomish.
Yeah.
Because it's a funnier language and it sounds weird. For the pure entertainment of everyone else.
Without skipping a beat, if you would have begun speaking to him in that language, mid-sentence, mid-story, he would have snapped over and not even stopped. Now, the funny thing is about these coins, it kind of reminds me of breadcrumbs. And the funny thing about breadcrumbs is about 17 years ago, Martha, I mean, we call her Martha, but it's not exactly Martha. But we call her Martha because she's from the Marathian clan. You know, the Marathian clan. They have a loose tangential tie to the Culinarian clan. I mean, that's not their actual name, but everyone knows them because they cook. But of course, Martha knows how to cook because she has something there. But she had this fantastic recipe for fried chicken. I mean, she didn't always use it for fried chicken, but the batter.
I want a whole person. Like, is it worth it to use a spell?
Carrying on. So, sorry. From the front and back. So from Mew, I got 12 perception. Was it?
Yeah.
Okay. You're keeping an eye out. You haven't noticed anything. At the back, it was a natural 20.
I did. I
Okay.
should just not be a paladin ever and just be a warlock.
So you're going, and then you start to hear something behind you. And at first, you're looking back, and it's your imp is kind of landing every now and again and scratching at a couple of spots and then just kind of keeping up and going with you. So you figure that's what it is. But then it perches on your shoulder and you can still hear it from behind you. And you look, and something is moving, like, definitely out of your vision distance in the dark. But it's just close enough you can sort of start to make out a shadow. Start to make out a shadow, and right as you stop moving to look, it stops.
But I can see it, like I know kind of where it is.
You've got like just the barest idea that there is something moving there. That's not just your eyes playing a trick on you, but it's just out of your range. Like it's shadow on shadow, but it's just slightly bright enough because of the light around you.
I will get my little minion to walk forward a little. I can
Okay.
cast through him, right?
I
don't-
believe you can cast touch range spells
Yes.
through a fine familiar.
Touch spells?
Yes. Spells with a range of touch can be delivered through your familiar.
Yes.
Like chill touch?
No, chill touch is a range.
That's stupid. I have nothing. So,
You can just cast chill touch at it.
That's true. Yeah, I'll just send my minion forward a little bit towards to see if the creature runs, or if I get a good visual on it, I'm going to cast Sacred Flame.
Okay, so you're looking through your imp as it goes forward?
No, I'm just sending him forward a few feet to see if the creature, like, comes at him, or moves closer, or whatever, so I can get a better visual.
Okay, so it starts moving forward 5, 10 feet, 15 feet, and this thing hasn't budged, and it reaches 20, and this thing starts to slowly back up, keeping at pace once it's closed into that distance.
But you see,
I'm
the real
just-
trick about breadcrumbs and getting a proper coating
Oh,
on
God.
things.
I'm gonna put my hand out again and be like, yeah! And then get my minion to run back to me.
Okay. So
And
you
then,
recall them, they just kind of turn and just, and they flip back over and perch on
And
your
then-
shoulder.
Who's by me? I think it's Lola, right?
Sup?
Yes, it was Lola that was with you.
I'm gonna put a hand out and touch her.
Yeah,
But-
you are.
I don't know how
Touch
tall. You're
anywhere
very
on
tall.
Lola.
It's
She's
gonna
not
be like
tall.
a moment of we're
I'm
safe.
5 foot. I'm quite tiny.
Oh, okay, you're not that tall.
Her
Okay.
hammer is glowing.
Yeah.
I'm also a half orc kid, which means I'm relatively tall anyway. So yeah, I'll just put out a hand and like touch your arm.
Alright.
Even then, it doesn't
Hey.
feel safe. I gotta like tug you towards, pointing towards the shadow.
What?
Which at this point is no longer in your vision. Once you called your imp back, it had pushed it beyond your own personal vision.
Ah.
So there is currently nothing in the darkness.
Cool, yeah.
Yeah.
Dark.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
I mean, how old are you?
9.
Cool, cool. Alright, fine. That's cool.
Call me in 10
How old are
years.
you? How old are you?
Don't worry about it.
I'm gonna like remove my hands from her at all, like, like I don't know what's going on, but this is a creepy lady. So, and I'm just gonna get in front, so she's in the back now.
Okay. So you all kind of pick up and keep moving on from where you are. Warren's still just chattering away. It seems he is a bottomless well of stories at this point.
Well, that's what I figured. I used light because I figured stealth was already out with Warren in the party.
I mean, he's not a dumb person, but unless you draw attention to the fact that you're walking into a hostile area, and he probably shouldn't be telling stories about a friend of a cousin, of a clan member, of
Okay,
a
okay.
sister.
Yes.
Maybe people will walk away from that.
That's
So
true.
you do push forward, and you get probably only another 60, 100 feet. And Mew, you reach down for what appears to be a gold coin this time, and right as your hand touches it, something falls and lands on the back of your hand. It's wet and kind of sticky.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna look
I
for
knew
the
that was
source of
coming.
it.
And you slowly turn your eyes up, and on the ceiling, hanging above you, looking not at all pleased that you're there, is a giant spider. Everybody roll initiative.
I don't want a spider. Oh yeah.
Ah!
But the best thing I ever had with Aunt Martha's breadcrumbs was, oh shit!
You should just always
That
take
doesn't
it
sound appetizing at all.
Okay.
Is this still a gnomish?
I'm assuming as such.
Oh,
Probably.
Alright, so 25 to 20.
Nat 20.
jeez,
Yeah.
Wow,
So,
there
there we
she
go. There
is.
we go.
24 then?
Yes, 24.
So nat 20, gotcha. Anybody else?
Nope.
20 to 15.
15.
15 for Warren. Okay. 15 to 10.
11.
Sorry, it was 14, Megan?
14, yeah.
I got 11.
10.
11 and 10 from Brian. Okay. Give me just 2 more seconds to set up here.
Unacceptable.
Ooh, okay.
I demand it when I do it, but when you do it, it's unacceptable.
All right. Well, that's a situation.
No, they all nat 20.
You mean like
That's
this
cool.
situation? Lift my shirt up and
And
show my six fat.
Did you say 6 fat? I've
Okay.
never heard someone say that before.
So based specifically on the dexterity difference, you're going first, Mew.
Cool.
There is 2 spiders right above you, and it looks like both of them are about to try and drop on you.
Meow meow meow. Meow meow.
So what's with the spiders nat 20ing? That's the scariest thing that could ever happen.
Mew Mew is going
You know,
to
it happens.
point out her finger and fire a literal ray of sunshine from her
Good.
fingertips.
Ah.
God.
Let the sun shine.
Alright.
That's a 24 to hit.
Absolutely.
And so that's 7 damage on the first hit. And I don't think I can do a second one on a bonus action without spending a key point. So I will spend that key point and fire again. At
For
the
the radiant sunbolt,
Yes.
you can use it as a regular attack if you used Keybolt as your first attack.
Oh, perfect. Then yeah, I'll do that bonus action. Not 20.
Oh my god.
Mhm.
All right.
Oh my god!
We're gonna do a ritual like Ashen did.
I already tested these. They're fine.
Oh, no,
No,
not
you
on
can
the
test-
dice. Not on the dice. On you.
On you, it's on you.
We're gonna get a bunch of sage. Circle you
Nigel,
in.
circle me in a line of salt. Apparently I can't cross that.
Oh.
That's 9 damage. And yeah.
Alrighty. So yeah, you
I was firing twice at the same spider.
Yes. Gotcha. So you pelt it with 2 key bolts, doing a lot of damage to it, which is actually going to throw off its attack at you. Because it was not expecting sudden radiant bursts to the face.
How many do?
Well, you evaded a natural 20. The other one is math. That is 16 to hit.
That hits, yes.
It meets, it beats.
Yep.
Alrighty. So that is a terrible, terrible roll. So that's 4 piercing damage and 1 poison damage.
Okay.
The
Do I
second
make a con
one,
save for that, or
uh,
for the poison, or is it just the poison damage?
no, fair point. Make a con save.
Okay.
I forgot about that. That's on me.
You're poisoned?
That's 19.
That definitely makes the save. So you do not take the poison damage.
Okay.
So, just the
21.
piercing.
Just the 4 piercing.
Yep.
Okay, and the second one's still right above you, so it's also making an attack on you. That is Um, 20 total.
That hits, yeah.
Okay. Make a con save.
Okie dokie. I just rolled the 17 a second time. That's 19.
Yeah, you make the save, so you take 5 piercing damage.
Okay.
That is all 3 of those rounded out. Next
3.
on the list.
Those 3 turns.
Oh, 3 turns. I thought you meant 3 spiders.
No.
I was confused.
Okay, next down the line, Warren.
So Warren had attempted to skewer one of the spiders that was dropping, but interrupted mid-story. His reaction was a little slow, but he still draws his rapier and swings at the spider that literal sunlight had been thrown at,
Yes.
and swings with a 20 total,
Absolutely.
skewering it for 11 piercing damage.
And as you do, you get it, and you get that nice little sweet spot, like just between its mouth and its eyes, and it just slumps to the ground. First one is
Hey!
down.
I'd like it, Carapace, find poison spitting! And he just pulls it out, starts shaking the rapier, cursing in Gnomish.
Good. Anything else to your turn?
No, mostly just skewering and cursing.
Alrighty then. Lola.
All right. Any on the
Um,
ground?
I will say, being at the back of the group, you are the first to notice that as you go to start moving forward, you can hear skittering behind you.
Okay, I'm check behind me then.
There is a third spider. It's about 10 feet out from you.
I'm gonna go up to it and try to smash it in the head with my hammer.
Go for it.
Screw you, sneaky ass spider.
Sneaky snake.
I'm gonna guess 21 hits it.
Absolutely.
Go, go, go.
Squish bug.
I can math, it's fine. 14.
14. Alrighty. Get a nice big hit on that one.
Yeah, screw you, sneaky spider.
Sneaky spider.
Nigga.
Trying to do math is hard,
Math
guys.
is so
Math
hard.
is hard.
That is the worst.
Especially when people are watching you do it.
Oh yeah.
Ugh.
Yeah.
And then add the heat of the moment into the thing.
Oh, absolutely.
Heat of the
Alrighty.
moment.
Anything else on your turn there, Megan?
No, I'm okay right now. Oh, I might
Okay.
yell, there's another one!
Okay, yeah. So you call out. Everyone is alerted to the fact that Kid, you did in fact see one of the spiders that was following you, but unfortunately it stayed far enough back.
That's okay. Didn't hit me.
All right. So we move down the list from there. Kid.
Hey, how is our cat? Are you sick? Are you
Cat's
weak?
fine.
Good. Okay.
Cat's fine.
I will cast some sacred flame out of my little. What do I have? A mace? What do I have? A staff.
I thought it was a club.
It's a club, but it's a staff.
Sure. We'll go with that.
It's also long.
An effigy or like a
Actually-
shamanistic focus.
It's
A
a light
totem.
crossbow as well. Okay,
Alright.
so you have to make a dex save.
Ah, yes. Which spider are you targeting? The one that's over with Mew Mew or the one
By
that's just behind you?
Lola.
By Lola, got it. So I'm making a
Make
dex
it
save. Does a 14 beat your save?
Yes.
Okay, then it saves.
That's all I got.
Alrighty.
Yay!
Sorry, friend.
That's okay.
You did
Okay,
your
that's
best.
fine. It was definitely one of those ones where it just got clocked in the head with a hammer. It doesn't want to get hit in that one. And then we move down to Val.
So I'm gonna head forward towards the 2. You said there's one that's injured? Or is it?
The one that's the
Oh,
one.
it's dead? So I'm gonna head up to the other one that's on Mew Mew.
Gotcha.
Take some. I got reach with this, which means I'm gonna be 10 feet away.
Gotcha.
Nice, halberd.
Yep. I'm gonna bring it down for a 23.
Absolutely.
Nice.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Feet is so long.
So D10, and you know what? Because funness, I'm gonna smite.
Do it.
Which is a funness.
Let's see what you got.
Funness. 2d8.
Oh, wait, no, I can't do that. Damn.
Come forward, just by the light of Hoenn.
Might.
Not great. It's not great. Plus 11 damage.
11 damage. You like crack it in the face, and as soon as it makes contact, there's just a burst of radiant light, and it reels back and.
Did it die?
No, it's still standing strong.
Good. I want it to live a little longer. Realize its mistakes.
Okay, so yeah, it kind of like hisses in a weird guttural sucking noise and just reels back a little bit. Anything else?
No, that's all I got.
Alrighty, well, back to the top of the round then. Mew.
Punch!
Yep.
Kick.
Go for
It's
it.
all in the mind.
Okay, that's
Well, it's happening. She's going punch.
20 total.
Yep.
That's 5 damage, bonus action, second punch. Does a 16 hit?
Yes, it does.
Okay.
You guys are monsters.
She has a +6 to attack. I rolled a 10.
That's nice. I got a +4.
That's 5 more damage, and
Okay.
you know what? Yeah, I'm gonna spend another key point
Go for it.
and do that third punch. Flurry of blows. Oh, does a 10 hit?
A 10 does not. It takes the 2
Okay.
punches, and as you go to swing a third time, it like catches your hand with its pincers and just.
To be a monk.
All right, you two have
I'm
a
missing
nice
a
little
sorcerer.
hissing match there, and having caught it, it's then going to bring like both of its like 4 legs up and try and smash you with them. I believe that a 21 hits.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Make that Constitution check.
Yup. Oh, nope, that's 4.
Ooh, so you take 5 piercing damage and 3 poison damage.
Okay.
I just had a die go into the ether.
Oh,
no.
Oh, moment of silence. Okay, it's over.
Press F to